William, how come you're here so early?
Oh, Scarlett, I didn't see you there. My bad. Good morning, anyway. How are we? I could ask you the same question. Or do you usually start work at this time? If that's the case, then I don't envy you. Doing this every day.
Good morning to you too. Yeah, the usual time for me, unfortunately. But anyway, that's not important. How come you're here so early? Are you cleaning?
Well, I thought since I wound up here so early today, I may as well give the office a bit of a tidy up. Don't worry, I won't touch any of the stuff on anyone's desks, if that's what you're worrying about. I'm strictly focusing on the floor only, since that's all I can do. Oh, and watering the plants.
But we've got a cleaner for that, William. I don't think you need to go out of your way to do that. It's not your job. Pass me the vacuum. I'll do the rest. It's the least I can do.
It's okay, honestly, Scarlett. You've already started work and clearly have a lot to do. I've already prepared everything ready for today. That's why I'm finding something to do in my spare time. So, don't worry about me. Honestly.
Okay, if you insist. I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. Did you want me to get you anything? It's the least I can do for you, cleaning the office for us.
Thanks, Scarlett, but I'm okay. I've already had my morning coffee. So I'll have to pass you up on the offer. Also, stop worrying about me cleaning the office. I honestly don't mind. Otherwise, I'd be bored out of my mind. So go and make your coffee and relax.
But, are you sure?
Yep, I promise I'm all fine.
The first time I met my husband William in our office, he came across as a kind and warm-hearted individual. However, something in me almost thought he was too nice. He never got angry at anyone, and never ordered anyone in the office to do anything, even though he was office manager at the time. He prepared all meeting materials himself, and dealt with all the small things and problems by himself. He often took on jobs such as cleaning the office, watering the plants, refilling the water dispenser and its cups, and washing the dishes. But usually, managers would delegate these tasks to employees below them. But I never once saw him do such a thing. He never asked for anything from his employees, and took on everything himself. That's what shocked me the most. Everything he could do, he'd make sure he did it, even if I offered to help. Or, as I'd say, practically begged to help. But he never let me lift one finger. In my eyes, he could have easily given the larger jobs to the more experienced employees, and the smaller tasks to the newest employees or our interns, as it's a chance for them to learn and grow within the workplace. However, my husband never did that and would take care of everything by himself. But because of this, I never saw him not doing things that revolved around work. He practically never clocked off. He was always working. Everyone in the company and his family call him Workaholic William because he's so obsessed with just getting things done. You can always catch him in his rubber gloves, doing everyone's dishes in the kitchen. Although I felt he was a nice person, a part of me thought it was too good to be true, as it was strange for someone to behave in such a way, especially a manager. It's almost as if he's got no choice but to say, "I'm fine," or "I can do it." Like it's taped to his mouth. William, since it's only us around right now, can I ask you something honestly? I've been curious about something.
Huh? Yeah, of course. What's up? Is there something you need coaching on or confiding in me about? Something happened in the office?
No, it's not that actually. It's more about you. I'm just worried you're taking on a lot of extra work around here, just because you refuse to let anyone help. You just say it's fine, I'm okay, all the time.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, the small little tasks you keep doing. We should all be sharing those tasks. It shouldn't be down to you to do them every week. You're overworking yourself.
Oh, that. I'm not overworking myself, Scarlett, but I appreciate the concern.
Well, in my eyes, I think you're doing too much and overworking yourself. You've got more than enough to do as manager. You don't need to stress about doing small tasks like cleaning around the office. Before you came here, it was a job us employees did. The manager never did such a thing. But we even have a cleaning lady that comes here once a week now. So there's no need for you to be doing it on top of her. It's just I see you doing it almost every morning. I think it's a bit too much and very unfair.
It's just... I like when things are clean and tidy around here. People will enjoy coming to work more and be more focused on their work if the environment around them is clean.
I don't know. I just think you should really be delegating some of those duties to your employees. That's how the newer employees and interns will learn. But because you're doing it all, I'm worried they're not really learning company culture. Plus, because you're taking on the extra responsibilities, you're pushing your actual tasks that you have to get done later and later. Then it means you're staying here till God knows what time. I bet you don't get out of here until midnight some days, right?
Scarlett, thanks for the advice, but honestly, I'm managing my time well and it's okay.
It's not okay. Stop saying everything is always okay. You need to be selfish sometimes and look after yourself. You're a manager. You're supposed to be managing us. We are lower than you. You need to start getting us to do some of your tasks that you can't complete, or to help lower your workloads. I get that these days company culture and relationships are important. You know, how you look to the outside world and as an employer. But this is a bit far in my opinion. You're taking on way too much. In order to make the company more efficient and run smoother, I think you should focus on tasks that only you can do. And let us employees focus on the smaller tasks. I don't understand why you'd want to choose to do such things anyway. If I was manager, I'd stay well clear.
Sorry, Scarlett. I didn't realize me helping out was such a disastrous thing and annoyed the employees that much.
Well, if I'm honest, yes, it's starting to annoy people. I understand you're just trying to be nice, but then there's being too nice, you know? Do you realize other team managers in this company think you're a bit of a pushover? Well, that's what I've heard anyway. They probably think they can walk all over you.
Me? A pushover?
Because they try delegate almost all their tasks to their employees, they rather enjoy it actually. It gives them almost nothing to do. Do you know how bad that makes me feel though? People looking down on our team?
Sorry, I thought I was doing the right thing by always trying to be the nice guy. Guess that's not the way things roll around here. I didn't know that's what other managers thought of me. I must have read the room wrong. I guess it's just a habit I've acquired over my life.
A habit? How come? You don't have to be too nice and a people pleaser to everyone, William.
I don't know if I should be telling this to you, as if you're my therapist or something, but growing up in my house wasn't the easiest of things. I was the second child, so no matter what I do, it was never enough for my mom and dad. I always had to live up to my older sibling.
Just because you were the second child doesn't mean you could get treated like that. Don't try and justify that type of behavior. Sounds a bit like discrimination to me.
Yeah, my friends actually said the same thing. But I don't really think about it all too much anymore. In my mom and dad's eyes, my eldest sibling was the best and could never do anything wrong. So I guess I must have picked up that habit of always being helpful and nice. As, you know, I thought it would get me even a little bit of attention off my mom or dad. Although I came to realize that it didn't matter if I was good or bad. I never seemed to get attention off them. They didn't really care.
William, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Scarlett. I shouldn't have told you all of that. As if it makes a difference anyway. It's just my silly little habit. Also, I don't want you feeling bad for having come express your opinion to me. I appreciate the feedback and will take it on board. From now on, I'll try my best to delegate some more tasks, and try not to appear a pushover or whatever the other managers have been calling me.
Thanks for saying you'll try. It means a lot. Oh, and if you find it hard suddenly, you know, asking people to do more work, then you can always get me to delegate them to people. I'll get the tasks sorted for you. Just put me in charge of that.
Are you sure? Won't that make you pretty unpopular?
Yeah, maybe. But I don't really care. I'm not that bothered about what people think of me. It just doesn't bother me. You can just pay me back by buying me a Starbucks sometime. How does that sound?
Well then, if that's the case, I'd really appreciate it, Scarlett. And of course, make that a Starbucks every day.
Every day? Here you go again with the niceness. Don't get me one every day. I just want one. From that conversation alone, I realized why William was the way he is. Naturally, because of this, I felt a duty to help him out more in work and look out for him more. I don't know why I just started to care about him and his feelings. I guess this turned into true feelings and I started to really like William as a person, and one day decided to express those feelings to him. William let me know that he was feeling the same way. And in the end, that's how we ended up becoming a couple. After around 2 years of dating, William suddenly proposed to me, and now we're currently in preparations for our wedding. But with that came the worry that I was finally going to have to meet the two individuals that gave all that hurt to him. Hello to you both. Nice to meet you. I'm Scarlett.
Ah, yes. Please sit down.
She didn't even look or acknowledge me. Yes, thank you.
Nice to finally meet you, Scarlett. I'd been wondering who my little bro was getting married to. I'm David. Nice to meet you.
Hi, David. Yes, nice to finally meet you. I've been looking forward to meeting the both of you.
I never would have thought William was going to get married before me. So when I found out, I was curious what kind of person he was going to marry.
Why is he acting like only someone strange would want to marry William? Or is he suggesting that I'm odd?
Let's just cut to the chase and ask the questions we've all been wanting to hear. So, are you both actually going to be getting married? Mom, why are you asking such a silly question? Why else would we be here? Obviously, because we are planning on getting married. That's why she's come to meet you both. I'm just saying, you clearly don't know how structure goes within a family. David hasn't even brought over a girl for us to meet yet, let alone get married. So why are you deciding to get married first? David should be getting married first. That's how the order should go. In what world is there an order siblings have to get married in? It's not my fault David hasn't met anyone yet. You're not getting married. End of. I won't give you my blessing. Not until your brother gets married, at least. Then I'll think about it. So you two will have to wait until then, unfortunately. No further questions.
Barbara, that's a bit unfair, don't you think? My whole family already thinks that we're getting married.
Why would you tell your family already before getting my blessing? That's your problem to sort out. I never agreed to anything. I won't allow it. You may not know, but I have strict rules in this household. I'll never let William get married before David. Not happening.
No one really cares about that kind of stuff anymore. It's a pretty outdated way of thinking, don't you think? It's the 21st century.
Who doesn't care about it? I don't care how much the world and times are changing. I still feel the same way. And what I say goes in this family. No, you both will not be getting married. Hold on a minute. Scarlett, have you got any nice friends you could introduce me to? Set us up on a date or something. If things are going well and we both like each other, then I'll marry her straight away. I'm not just looks. I have a lot going for me. Let them know that.
Don't you think that's a bit extreme, David? Marrying someone for the sake of it? You should meet someone naturally.
Nah, I'm not too bothered. As long as she's pretty and younger than me, then it's fine. I prefer younger girls. What's with you always going for the younger girls? This is why it never works out. This is why you're still single. I want a good daughter-in-law who's mature and polite. Someone that listens to what their mother-in-law has to say
and follows family rules properly. But from experience with you meeting younger girls this far, they aren't what I want from a daughter-in-law. So stop with the obsession with meeting someone younger. I feel like she's purposely saying this out loud so I can hear, isn't she? Anyway, like I was saying, you two aren't getting married until David gets married first. So just know I'll never agree to anything before then, regardless of what you both say.
Mom, why are you being like this? You've never been interested in anything I've ever done. So why are you suddenly now trying to get involved in my life? But now suddenly, when I say I'm getting married, you want to get involved.
Truthfully, I don't care if you get married or not. The problem is that David hasn't got married first. That's all I care about. Why don't you understand? I thought you'd get it after all this time. How could you be so selfish towards your brother? Just give in this once.
Selfish? Give in just this once? Since I always seem to give in to him, I decided I'm not going to give in this time. I sat and watched when David used all the money I was supposed to use for books on alcohol, while I sat and studied alone. I even used all the money I saved for university on him, when you refused to give him any money to buy more alcohol. I ended up sorting out my tuition and living fees by working my butt off part-time. But all while that was happening, you and Dad decided to give David money to help him set up his own business, and I remained silent and didn't say anything. So I don't think it's fair for you to say I should give in just this time, when I've been doing it my whole life. Plus, I don't know why you're causing such a fuss. It's not like I've asked you for help with paying the wedding fees or anything. I haven't done anything.
I was waiting for you to mention wedding fees. I knew you'd bring it up at some point. You've only come over here to ask me to pay some money towards the wedding, haven't you? Well, before you ask, I'm not. David hasn't even gotten married yet. Why would I give you any money before him? I'm not giving you anything towards the wedding, and you don't even have my permission to get married anyway.
Why are you being so selfish, Mom?
It's up to you if you decide to go ahead and have a wedding without your parents. See people's responses when you have to explain to them why your parents won't be present. I don't care what other people think of our decision anyway.
Why are you both fighting again? The poor girl has barely even had a chance to introduce herself to us. She didn't come over here to start a fight. And you, William, stop talking back to Mom like that. You should be thankful that she's so strong-headed and raised us the way she has. Why does it matter if you get married a bit later on anyway? No one's gonna die. I don't know why you're getting so angry over the fact Mom wants me to get married first. Isn't that just common sense? Why is it common sense for the eldest to have to get married first? Who said that? Of course it is. It's normal for the eldest sibling to get married and start life independently first. It's not manners to just turn up here out of the blue and demand that you're getting married. Don't you think that's a bit pressuring on me, too? Don't you think it's you and Mom who are without manners? It's not my fault I've just so happened to meet someone I want to marry before you, David. Maybe if you stopped going out and drinking so much, someone would want to be with you. That's enough. No need for the personal insults. Anyway, we haven't asked Scarlett her opinion on the matter yet. She's barely spoken a word. Scarlett, you're not that bothered if you have to push the wedding back a little bit later, are you? Only until I meet someone I want to marry. It won't be that long. Just give me some time.
I knew somewhat what to expect from William's family, due to him expressing to me how they were and his past traumas. But I didn't realize they would be this ignorant and selfish. It was more than I ever could have imagined. I never expected his mom to be so strict on doing things in order of age. Blaming William for trying to take away things from David first and that he must wait. The world's changed a lot in how they view things from the past. But it seems like William's family in particular are trapped back in the 1940s. It made me realize why my husband had come to adapt such a kind personality. Because no matter what he did, he always just got shut down and his eldest brother was put first. So he tried extra hard to be the good kid in a bid to try get attention from his parents. I felt so bad for William, knowing he grew up in such a bad family environment. So bad that I couldn't stop hugging him after he returned home that night. But it didn't change our feelings on the matter, and we weren't changing our plans just because of them. William informed me that things in that house hadn't changed one bit. If anything, they had just gotten worse than before. They call William the spare child, and his wife would be the spare daughter-in-law. I'm assuming in case anything happened to David. My parents couldn't believe the situation when I told them, and thought it was completely out of order. They felt sorry for William, having to grow up under those standards, and told me they were worried William would just get hurt even more if we kept pushing them. I did everything to stop William crying in the car home, but he couldn't stop. In the end, we decided to push back the wedding. But you know what's funny? They assumed we were actually going to go ahead and do one without them, so turned up at our house extremely angry and upset, claiming William betrayed them. I hated how worthless they made William feel as a person, and I wish I could just spit on them and show them how worthless they are as a family for making him feel that way. When we finally did get married, David decided to try flirt with any girl he could find at my wedding, including my best friend. I was so embarrassed I had to go around to everyone and personally apologize for his behavior. Since getting married, however, we've barely contacted William's family, as we thought it was for the best. But as expected, we also never received any contact from them since. How can you blame them? In their eyes, they still have their amazing eldest son living with them, who they believe is doing well. Why would they bother contacting and trying to get involved in William's life? They couldn't care less. Even if we tried to contact them and make an effort, they just tell us they're not interested and hang up the phone. As if we've ever asked them for anything in our lives. Because of this, we decided to just buy a place near my parents' house, so my husband could get closer with my family. William especially likes my mom's cooking, which of course makes her happy too. He constantly will ask me if we can go over to my parents' house for dinner, with his puppy eyes. My mom and dad also treat William as if he's their son, as a part of them feels bad knowing the way he was brought up. I could slowly see my husband's trauma lessening, and we started to live a bit more happily like a family. And before we knew it, we had a little prince on the way. When my mom and dad found out the news of me being pregnant, they burst out in tears of happiness. However, we never broke the news to William's parents, and we couldn't predict what kind of reaction we'd get. They hated the fact that William was going to get married before David. Imagine their faces if they found out William would become a father before him too. Not only that, but because our baby was a boy, I think they would be even more annoyed about the situation. So my husband just made the effort to block any way for them to be able to contact us. But that was the only way we were able to give birth to our baby healthily, without any stress on our shoulders. Seeing my husband's reaction to our son being born was amazing. Even though I was exhausted, it made me burst into a huge smile.
Well done, Scarlett. I'm so proud of you for birthing our beautiful baby. He is perfect.
Honey, stop crying. Your face is already swollen enough. Smile. Come on. It's a happy moment for us.
Honey, stop laughing at me. It's not that funny. I'm just overwhelmed and happy at the same time. They are happy tears.
Sorry, honey. It's just so funny. Someone who is usually so happy and positive is sat here crying his eyes out in front of me. It's just a different side to you I've never seen before, and it's making me giggle. Holding our baby with your swollen face, crying your eyes out.
Stop laughing, honey. I don't mean to cry.
Sorry. I'll stop teasing you now. But you're right. He's so beautiful, isn't he?
Yes. He's everything we could have ever wanted and more. They always say the firstborn son always looks similar to the mother. And I think that's the case, don't you? He looks just like you.
Huh? Really? He can't take after me. That means he'll be as small as me too, and he can't have that. I want him to take after you. And also your height. Tall and handsome like his dad.
That's okay. As long as we raise him right, he'll do well. We just need to try our best.
Yep, and I think we're already doing a pretty good job at the parenting thing. Plus, you've already read all the parenting books my mom got us as gifts. I haven't even had the chance to pick them up yet.
There's always room for improvement. And I want to be the best I can be. Since now I'm a father too, I want my son to have the best life. Even if it means I have to put in more effort than I am now. I don't want him being raised to feel like how I did, or to feel like he always has to be kind to everyone he meets, regardless of how they're treating him. He will be raised to feel important and heard.
That's okay. We'll give him all the love and attention he needs to turn him into a good kid.
Yes, no doubt we will. Anyway, honey, there was something I wanted to tell you.
Oh, right. What's up?
Well, it's actually something I've been debating about for a while now. I was thinking of starting up my own company, finally.
Huh? Really? That's the first I've heard of this. What kind of company?
Yeah, well, it's only something I've been thinking about since you first got pregnant. I want to make a company that specializes in childbirth and childcare. Things that help people become better parents for their kids.
Childbirth and childcare products? Like what?
Yes. I know there's already a lot of good products out there and that are soon to be released. But while you were pregnant, there were a few different things that you needed, or I thought it would have been helpful to us if we had them at the time. So I wrote down all the ideas in a notebook and plan on making them into a reality, as I think they'd be really helpful and sell really well. So I plan on basing it around those ideas I came up with.
Do you think it'll work? I mean, not only are they rogue ideas, but we've just had a child and, we are both pretty busy caring for him. Creating your own business alongside that will be pretty challenging, not to mention time-consuming. Are you sure you'll be okay?
Of course I'll still help out, but I want to focus on just raising our son to be the best he possibly can. With the current jobs we have, I don't think we'll be able to raise our child as well as we want to. I want to be able to do that without being limited. So that's why I want to make my own company and give myself the freedom.
Okay. Well, let's hear your ideas first. I'll let you know what I think of them. I was worried at first about my husband starting his own company. Well, as you know, I mentioned before he was way too kind in work and hated giving us employees anything to do. But one thing I didn't doubt him on was his ability to work and to put effort into his work. He was still young, and the things he lacked on, such as delegating tasks, could be something he comes to find easier as he gets older. But to say I wasn't worried that it would all be a failure would be a lie. I don't think anyone in my shoes would feel any different, especially if they had just given birth and were depending on that for the child's future. But after listening to his pitch and his ideas on what he wanted the company to be like, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and support his new venture. Because he always put everything into his work and things he was passionate about. So I didn't believe he would not succeed. William also pitched his business to my parents, who also thought it would be a good idea and wholeheartedly supported his decision to create the business. My father actually owned a couple of buildings and decided to lend one that was empty to my husband as a helping hand. Our son was just lucky to be born to such a hard-working dad. My husband's company was doing well, even from the early days. Seeing things me and my husband both struggled with, or things I complained about needing to my husband becoming products, was amazing to see. Lots of moms started sharing reviews of our products on social media, like TikTok and YouTube. We started getting lots of good reviews and started posting on social media ourselves, doing promotions with big influencers and creating our own personal events online. And it wasn't before long that we started making a name for ourselves. It was from that time, if I remember correctly, that my husband finally received some sort of contact from his side of the family.
William, how's things going? I've seen your company on the TV again today. You're doing really well, aren't you? Becoming pretty popular by the looks of things. I can't escape it. And your reason for calling me was... Why are you being so cold? Am I not allowed to call my little brother? I thought you'd be happy to speak to me. I heard you also had a kid but didn't tell me. Not to mention your company doing so well, that you also failed to tell us. But why did I have to find all of this out via your friend and not yourself? I don't know why any friend would feel the need to tell you all that. Anyway, yeah, we had a kid. A boy, to be exact. Oh, really? You should have told us ages ago. Why didn't you tell us? Why should I have done that? Just to hear Mom tell me I'm not allowed to have a child before you, because you're older and we have to follow her rules? Don't be so ridiculous. The situation is completely different. How's it any different? We both know what Mom is like. Have you not spoken to Mom? No, I chose not to talk to her and cut ties with her. Why? That's no way to live your life, especially as she worked so hard to raise us. You should start calling her more often. Okay, I didn't answer you to be lectured. What is it you called to tell me? Basically, I met someone and decided that I wanted to marry her. She was perfect for me. Exactly my type. So I brought her home to meet Mom. Okay. And? But Mom has this thing against me marrying younger women. So she said to her to go get a fertility and sexual health check before marrying me. Is she crazy? Who says that to their son's girlfriend when they first meet them? But of course, my girlfriend didn't take it well and got really angry. She demanded that I do one too, and she'd only do one if I was going to do it with her. So we both decided to go and take a test together. Okay. And what happened? Well, it turns out there was nothing wrong with her and she's perfectly healthy and fertile. But me, I'm infertile and unable to have kids. What, temporarily? Or... No, it's not temporary. I'm never going to be able to have kids. That's what the doctor said anyway. He said it's something they can't fix either. When my girlfriend heard the news, she was upset and angry. Ended up ditching me. Mom, well, you can imagine her reaction when she found out. She was distraught. Acted as if the world was ending. I'm sorry to hear that, David. But your problems are nothing to do with me anymore. My problems are yours. Because even though I'm not able to have kids, you're the spare son and you've already had one. Not to mention it's a boy. Mom will be so happy. I think you should really give Mom a call and let her know. Send us a picture of her grandchild. No, I don't want to do that. If I had any plans for Mom being involved in my son's life, she'd already know. Why? Is it that hard to let your own mother see her grandson's face for the first time? My son isn't her grandson, and I have no plans on her being a grandma to my son or in his life at all. So please don't contact me again. I'm going now. Bye. Hey! Hey, William, don't be so cruel! You were never like this. I want to see a picture too. Hey, come on! Hey, what are you up to?
Huh? Who's this? Who's calling? Sorry, I don't have your number saved.
It's me! Your mother-in-law, Barbara! How dare you make me contact you first? I've been waiting and waiting to hear from you. I thought you were my daughter-in-law. Shouldn't you be making more of an effort with me?
Ah, Barbara. Sorry, I thought you were a scammer or something then.
A scammer?
I'll tell you why we haven't contacted you. I tried before and you told me that you want nothing to do with us and to stop calling you. Didn't you? So I haven't bothered calling you since. Why would I?
Why did you take my word so literally? Even if I said that, you should have tried again. You just caught me in a bad mood. You should try only having 2 sons. You'd realize how easy it is to get into such a mood. I'm only letting you off this one time because you've given birth to my precious grandson.
What do you mean? When did you find out you had a grandson?
Didn't you hear? I thought David would have spoken to William by now. Turns out David is infertile. He won't ever be able to have any kids.
Infertile? Really? No, William didn't mention.
Yes, infertile. Which means he will never be able to give me a grandson. I should have made sure it was only her that had a test. I don't know why David agreed to do one too. He's only made himself and me depressed by the results. I don't know why he ever agreed to it, the silly boy.
Why did you even make them do such tests? Anyway, what's him being infertile got to do with us?
Are you stupid? Of course that means because David can't ever have kids, I need William to have them. So I can have grandkids. Little did I know you'd already given birth to my grandson. I've said this 1,000,000 times, but William was always the spare son. And in my defense now, it's worked out perfectly. I'm just glad that you both got married and it all worked out in the end. Plus, it's a bonus that the grandchild is a boy. It's perfect!
We don't have plans on you being involved in his life. Plus, we aren't going to follow your silly rules of following age order.
What do you mean you aren't going to let me be involved? William knows better than to not follow the way I raised him. My eldest isn't able to give me a grandchild, so it's only right that I'm involved in your child's life. So make sure you bring him over to see us as soon as possible.
Honey, your mom called me out of the blue today.
What? She called you? What did she say?
Yeah, she called and started asking to see our son. But truthfully, I didn't understand a word of what she was saying. What's going on with your brother?
Actually, David also called me today and told me everything. I didn't know before, but apparently he met someone he decided he wanted to marry. They both did a fertility test and his came back infertile. So she decided to leave him and my mom is upset about it.
Ah, that explains why your mom suddenly brought that up to me earlier. I didn't know what she was on about at first.
Yeah, so that's why she's decided she suddenly wants to be involved in our son's life. All because he can't have children. She has no choice but to accept our grandson as the eldest grandchild of the family.
She's out of her mind. She didn't want anything to do with us this whole time. And now because things haven't worked out for her, she wants to talk to us again. After she told me not to contact her, she didn't want to help us.
I think it's also because of the business.
Why? What about the business?
I don't know, but David somehow found out about our company and how well it's doing. I think they want something to do with us now we're succeeding.
I really didn't want to say this to you, as they're still your family, but... Why are your family like this? Do they not realize how bad it looks? The way they're behaving? I've always thought it. I've just never wanted to insult them in front of you.
Don't worry. I think the same thing as you. They've always been like it, though. But do you think we should just go and visit?
Well, truthfully, if it was up to me, I wouldn't want to go. But for some reason, I think there's another reason why they want to see us.
Huh? What reason?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's another reason other than just to see our son. I think they've got some other intention. I don't know what, but I'm certain of it. David randomly brought up the fact our company is doing well, didn't he? So let's just go and see what their deal is and why they want us to go over.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry, it won't affect us or the baby. I'll make sure of it.
How about we don't take our son yet? We'll just go ourselves and read the room a bit. We can bring him next time. We don't know what could happen, so perhaps it's best we just go by ourselves.
I told you to come over, but do you know what time it is? Why are you coming over so late at night?
Sorry. We've just got no free time these days due to the business. This is the only time we had free.
Yeah, I did hear your company was doing well. Anyway, where's my grandson?
He was sleepy, so I left him with my mom. It's too late.
The only reason I told you to come over was for me to meet him. I told you to bring him, under no circumstances.
He's not your grandson, as you didn't want anything to do with him. That's why we didn't bring him. He has nothing to do with you and your family, who abandoned us.
Here you go, saying this nonsense again. He's blood related to us, so he's my grandson. Mom, calm down. There's no need to shout. If there's something you want to say or ask us, then just cut to the chase and say it now. It's getting late. What? I have nothing to say to you. I didn't ask you two to come over because I missed you. I wanted you to bring my grandson. My perfect little grandson. He's not your grandson. I didn't plan on him having anything to do with you and this family. I wasn't planning on having anything to do with you either. But since David can't have a child, I have no choice. Since you're the spare child, we have no choice now but to be involved in your lives. Whether you like it or not. We don't want you in our lives, and we have been doing just fine. I'm not a spare to David, and my son is not backup just because your precious eldest son is infertile. I'm happy just being with Scarlett and her family, who actually treat me like I'm worth something and matter. And I don't have the time or energy to sit and listen to you demand your way again, like you've always done. And especially not when it involves my son. How dare you speak to me like that, when I did everything I could to raise you properly? You should be thankful to me that I gave you the opportunities that I did. William, you're here. Didn't know you were coming over. Come here, it's been a while. Sorry for coming home so late. If I'd known you were coming over, I'd have made an effort to be here earlier. Yeah, you're late. We were just leaving, actually. Hey, wait. Why are you going so soon? Don't you want to see me for a bit? Where's your son? I thought you would have brought him with you to see us.
No, we didn't bring him with us. Sorry.
Huh? Why? Mom said she wanted to meet him, so I thought you would have brought him. We are family at the end of the day.
We just came to say that we had no thoughts to let you meet our son. Especially not just because you are infertile. So just know that and stop asking.
Scarlett, come on. Let's just go. It was pointless even coming here. 1 second. I still have something I wanted to talk to you about. Do you really think I called you here just to see my nephew? There was obviously another reason. Okay, and what was it? And be quick, because I don't really want to be here any longer. Why are you being like that? This is your family home. Okay, I'll just come out and say it. Well, I've actually lost my job in my company. Huh? What? Why? What have you done now? Well, the girl I wanted to get married to, she was also working at the same company. Well, you know Mom made us both get fertility tests, and mine came back infertile. Well, she spread it around the company. I'm too embarrassed to ever show my face there again. So I quit. Are you being serious? Just because of that? Just because of that? It's embarrassing. I feel like my whole manhood has been taken away from me. People knowing such personal things about me. It's shameful. You'd never know how that feels. Knowing people are just laughing at you behind your back. Spreading things about how crazy our mom is and how bad our family is. I couldn't face it there any longer. Ugh, sounds terrible. How awful of her, right? For spreading the truth. She must have been annoyed that she was being accused of being unhealthy and was forced to get a fertility test. All she's doing is telling people around her what happened. It's not her fault people also agree with her that it's strange. Yeah, but don't you think it's a bit too far? I work there too, and it's ruined it for me. No one wants to even talk to me or bother with me in work. I couldn't take it anymore, so I quit. Okay, and what has you quitting your company got to do with me? Don't you feel any empathy for your brother? He's been totally screwed over by a girl, to the point where he can't even go to work. Shouldn't you have some sort of compassion? Plus, it's your fault that all of that happened in the first place. Since he's out of a job, you should make room for him in your company. I'm sure there's something he can do. Work for me in my company? What? Didn't you say your company has been doing well? Then surely there's something your brother can do to help out. If not, you can make one.
I'm sorry, Barbara, but why should we make room for David to work for us? Why should we even consider him working for us? Plus, he knows nothing about the things we make, so he has no reason to work for such a company.
Why does he need to know anything about it? Give him a managing role or something. Something that doesn't require him needing any knowledge. Are you really that against giving your brother something to do? Please, William. I can do anything, like approving collaborations, signing documents, but instead make sure you pay me a high salary. I was thinking like $100,000. Yes, that's what I was thinking too, David. You don't need a younger brother that won't do that for you and help you out in need. I raised you to obey order in this family. I told you if you did end up taking things or doing things first before your brother, you need to treat him extra well. Don't you feel sorry that your brother can never have any children? His girlfriend abandoned him and then spread rumors all around the workplace so that he can't show his face there anymore. So you have a duty to help him out. I can't live with myself knowing he's struggling, especially when my youngest is doing so well. So you need to do something to help this family. And hurry up and let me meet my grandson. I'll help look after him while you two are working. So make sure next time to leave him with me.
I can't sit here any longer. Excuse me, I haven't long recovered from giving birth, so I decided to hear you out. But I can't sit here and listen to you both any longer. You sound so entitled. You've ignored William all his life and obsessed over David. But now because there's problems, and William is doing so well for himself, you suddenly decide that he has a duty to care for you all? And that you want to be involved in our son's life, after you were so against us even getting married. Are you not embarrassed? Or ashamed of yourselves?
What? Who do you think you're talking to?
You! Are you not embarrassed? Why are we responsible for the fact your son is infertile? You made his girlfriend get a test and she told everyone in his company? If you feel that bad about your son, why don't you go out of your way and try find him a job somewhere? Why don't you make your own company and make a job in there for your son? Are you crazy? I can ask my son to do something for me if I want to. Yeah, maybe I am crazy. You haven't bothered contacting us or asking how we are for over a year and a half. But now suddenly you want us to hire your son in our company? And you want to look after our son? I'm not going to let you get involved in William's company that he worked so hard to create and get as successful as it is now. Do you not think I'd go crazy about this? Did you really think I'd be okay with it and just let William give in to you like he usually does?
Scarlett, why are you yelling? There's no need to get that worked up. I get you've just had a kid and you're probably sensitive because of that. But there's no need to be so angry.
David, please, just shut up. You're too much like your mom getting involved in things that aren't your business. You're supposed to be the amazing eldest son of the family. But what on earth do you even have going for you? You've made a huge fool of yourself and can't even show your face at work. Have you not heard of karma? Everything that's happened is just things coming back to you. You let your mom boss you around to get a fertility test, and that's backfired on you and now spread across your workplace. And now you're sitting there demanding my husband makes a job for you, when you're not realizing it's because of your mom that you're in this mess. Even if he decides he wants to help you out and give you a job, I'll be totally against it. So, good luck. You always seem to create problems wherever you work.
Make problems? When have I ever created any problems in my job? That's a lie and has never happened.
Never happened? You're actually pretty funny. You must have forgotten what happened when me and William got married, at our wedding. You asked me to introduce you to someone, didn't you? And you purposely targeted and flirted with all the pretty girls at my wedding. You created problems, and I had to go around and apologize to everyone after you'd left. If we let you join our company, I have no doubt you'd try the same thing on our other female employees. Why should I let you join, when I already know you're trouble?
Scarlett, why are you still yelling at me? You're scaring me.
I've always been like this. I've just tried controlling it for the sake of William. When you mess with me, I lose it. I was known for it at my old workplace. No one would cross me. So you both also need to know when to not cross the line.
Who do you think you're talking to? Don't talk to my eldest son like that.
Eldest son? Your precious eldest son is a failure. That's why you're so obsessed with wanting to be in my son's life.
Don't you think you're being a bit too harsh with the words? David isn't a failure.
The thing that's too harsh is you and how you've treated William his whole life. Plus, David, you want to join our company? Do you even know what kind of company we are? It's products that specialize in helping parents with pregnancy and parenting post-birth. How do you expect to be able to work in such a field when you're infertile and will never have kids yourself? Your own girlfriend ditched you and ran away because of it. But you think you can just barge your way into our company?
Yeah, I agree with everything Scarlett is saying. I thought I'd give you the benefit of the doubt, since you're still my mom and brother. But after listening to your reasoning for wanting to contact me, I think it's best if we just cut ties. This whole conversation and meeting has been pointless. And we don't have any plans on introducing you to our son either. So from now on, please stop trying to call Scarlett and me. We won't be answering. Oh, and David, don't you think it's time to grow up? How can a grown man like you be afraid of moving factories and work, to the point where he just quit?
Turns out that Barbara's precious eldest son, the one who they compared to William his whole life, is infertile and can't even have kids. If they were really serious about seeing our son and being involved in his life, then you'd think they'd at least try go about it more carefully. Or if that was so impossible, at least try act like it. I don't know why they ever thought them being so demanding and abrupt would have ever got them anywhere. And of course me and William don't ever discriminate against infertile people. But David is different and shows no effort or passion in his jobs. And being infertile doesn't mean you lack effort or the motivation to be a hard worker. People who are infertile aren't infertile out of choice, of course. But it's also like Barbara jinxed the situation and ended up wishing this upon her eldest son, due to her constant discrimination of her youngest. Yet still, after all of that, they expected us to make room in our company for David to join? Of course that was never ever going to happen. Who would want someone who supports discriminating against your children, working in a company that works with parents and kids? It isn't what our company is about, and we don't support that. Since we cut off ties again with his family, all the problems slowly started to fade away again. It's crazy how much a difference stress makes in your motivation. As long as you're not stressed, all things seem to work out just fine. But I'm not sure I can say the same for my in-laws.
Mom, please. You need to get me out of here. We need a plan to get out. I didn't know she was underage. How could I have known?
Are you crazy? You can tell she's a middle schooler just by looking at her. What do you mean you didn't know?
What middle schooler goes around dressing like that? She definitely told me that she was a university student. It's not my fault I believed her.
You're disgusting, David. How could you do this? You've got nothing better to do than to just sit around bothering kids and eating rubbish in the house. I can't believe I ever had faith in you to do well as the eldest son. You've just brought shame upon your family. That's all you've done.
Mom, you aren't going to abandon me and let me rot in here, right? I need you to send me in some money. I need it in order to get beaten less by my inmates. I need money or they won't leave me alone.
Well, I don't have any money left, and definitely none for you. Maybe you'll learn your lesson this way, after the other inmates beat you. And you'll finally become a normal human being.
Mom, you can't just say that and leave. How could you do this to me, Mom? You're going to come visit again, right? I'll be waiting. You better not abandon me!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, click the notification bell, and subscribe to see more content.